Hi, what's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, herzlich willkommen, karibu sana, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, thank you for always coming back. I'm talking about friendship, and in this series I've already done 2 topics before, and now I'm talking about recognizing very subtle toxicity or subtle toxic traits in a friendship. Toxic people are not necessarily bad people. They are people who are not managing negative experiences in their lives well and ending up becoming themselves bitter instead of positive. I'm not immune to that. You're not immune to that. So as we talk about this, I would like us to just open ourselves to grace, to compassion over someone who's being negative to you or someone who's being toxic. But at the same time, the most important thing you have to remember is that you deserve to be treated well. Just because someone is going through a hard time or has not dealt well with the negative experiences that they've had, and in turn they've turned them into toxic people, that does not mean that you should take the brunt of that. You do not deserve that, and you can do something about it. Okay? So let's get started. A toxic person will make you feel bad about yourself. They will do this either by capitalizing on your insecurity. So if there's something you're insecure about, maybe it's how you look, where you come from, something about you that you feel insecure about, the toxic person will capitalize on that, and their main aim is to make you feel bad about yourself. They will poke at that. If you're jobless, they will say things and do things that make you feel useless and worthless. If you are insecure about your looks, they will say things that will really hit you at that point of insecurity. And definitely when someone pokes at your insecurity, it is sure bound to make you feel terrible about yourself. So that's one way at capitalizing on your weakness, on your insecurities. The other thing is discrediting you or anything about you. In my community, my skin tone would probably be the darkest tone. And so I had this friend who would always have something to say about dark-skinned people, and they would say negativity, until one day they actually called me ugly. The moment they said this, that's when I was like, okay, that's the end of our friendship. I cut the cords, no drama, I just went quiet. Whenever they look for me, I'm not available, and I just completely disappeared from their life. I've completely kept this person at arm's length because I realized this is not the kind of person I want around me. What kind of a friend tells you terrible things about yourself? And what I came to realize later is that this particular lady was struggling with body image, and they felt like by making me feel bad about myself and saying bad things about how I look was kind of making them feel better about their own insecurities. If this is a friendship I wanted to keep, I would probably have addressed that head on. But at this point in time, I was also pretty young, so I just ended the friendship. If that would have been much later, maybe at this point in time, I probably would have addressed it more differently, which we'll talk about in the next video. But there are certain ways that you can be able to salvage a friend. You don't necessarily have to completely run away from someone who's showing toxic tendencies, but you can still address it and also even maybe help them with the demons that they're dealing with. But there is always how far you can go. So the second thing is that someone wants to dominate you and sort of like make you feel like you couldn't be where you were if it weren't for them. A human being is a very complex being. Anyone who wants to take the credit for a complete human is absolutely out of their mind, because even if you went and picked that person out of a pit or whatever, you cannot claim responsibility over where someone is and how far someone has come. The progress, the growth and the development and the progress of a complete human is not dependent on one person. So if there's a person who tells you, you wouldn't be here if it weren't for me, or you wouldn't have gotten this if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have gotten this if it weren't for me, that's someone who wants to dominate you, which is tied to the next point, which is this person keeps scores. So it could be about, and they could be keeping scores on the past mistakes, so that if you've ever wronged them, they will make you feel hella guilty about it. They are quite good masters at taking people on guilt trip. So you'll feel super guilty about a mistake that you made, and they will constantly remind you of that mistake, especially if they've made a mistake. They feel like now you should be okay with me doing this because remember what you did. They're keeping a score with that regard. They will also keep a score on the good things, that the favors that they have given you. There is absolutely no free lunch with this person. So they will remind you, you remember, and the way I did this for you, how dare you not? And the way I did this for you, I did this for you. They start counting the things that they have done for you. And some of these people, they will even make you think that they've done something for you when they have not. Because most of the time, toxic people are there for themselves. So there's nothing they're doing that is for you. If they're doing something, if they're being nice to you, it's because they want to hold you ransom to that. The next thing is that for this person, your friendship is on their terms. That means that it has to be convenient for them. You meet up and realize, oh, she has these errands to run, and then she's asking you to do this. They are sending you here, and by the end of this day, you have done absolutely nothing that is in your interest. If you have to meet up, you find that you're always having to go all the way to see them. I know that sometimes I've had friends who become mothers and it becomes quite difficult for them to meet you all the way. So sometimes it's good to just make the effort. Even if you're a mother, your friend has been going all the way to see you. Whenever you have to meet up, you're meeting up at the children playground. Whenever you have to meet up is because you're on a way to go pick up the child to do what, or you're taking your child to the hospital, so your friend should come and take you and you spend time while doing that. Yeah, that could happen because of a situation, and a friend who is understanding could just know that it's only for this point in time. But it's also good for you to make an effort and consider that this person always has to go all the way. In that doesn't mean that this friendship is on the terms of, say, a mother, but mothers also don't use your children as an excuse to have your friends always go 100% of the way for you. Sometimes try and meet your friend halfway. Sometimes if they have been meeting you all the way, also make the effort and meet them all the way. I speak that without experience of being a mother, so I could be wrong. If I'm not wrong, let me know in the comment section. If I'm wrong, then I would also like to know what are the views, especially of mothers, of people who've become mothers and are still having to take care of a friendship with someone else who's not yet a mother. Toxic friends or someone with toxic tendencies, they are hella needy. It can be very flattering when a friend reaches out and is like, oh, can I call you? I really just want to talk to you about something. Or, my boyfriend, this is... And you might feel quite flattered. Oh, they're sharing this with me. So maybe let me just chip in, let me help. And that becomes a habit. They are always coming to you with, they need this, there's something going wrong within their life and they need your support in this. There's something that has happened and they need your advice on this. They just are needy. And actually, when that neediness becomes even a bigger problem is when this person makes you feel like you're responsible for them. So if you don't show up or if you don't pick up the call, this person will do something bad Even if maybe you're feeling a little bit weighed down by all their problems, you just step out and try your best to help, because you're feeling like if you don't step in, then they're gonna fall apart. Sometimes they'll even go to an extent of telling you you're the only friend they have, or you're the only friend they can count on. The other thing is that the toxic person will use you. And whenever they need you, they will be extra nice. They will be nice to you. Usually, the toxic people will usually not be nice to you, but whenever they need you, they will be nice to you. They call you, hey, sweetheart, darling, my best friend, this and that, and make you really feel like they are different people and some things have changed. But as soon as they get what they need from you, they are out of the place. So be very careful of people who are using you. That's not a good friend. I will stop at that. I could go on and on and on. Some of the things that maybe just to mention as I go, this person is disrespectful, they don't respect your boundaries, they are also jealous, they are also very competitive, and sometimes they can even go to an extent of backstabbing you. So someone who's being competitive, that's actually a really toxic person, because they will not stop at anything to take you out of the competition. Sometimes you could not even be competing with them, but in their head, they're like, I have to be ahead of this person. If there's something else that I'm forgetting, make sure to put that in the comment section below. And in the next video, I will prepare something where we'll talk about how to deal with toxic friends or toxic traits in your friends or even in yourself. Remember that you deserve to be treated well by the friends that you surround yourself with. With that in mind, you will be able to notice toxicity from very far. Until next video, Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Kwaheri.